Hey, what's good, everybody? So today I am dispelling FUD, which is basically fear around email marketing and copywriting as a whole. So, this applies specifically to copywriting, but also you can apply this to a lot of other areas of life. Like, for example, my dad's an engineer and he's 60 and he's concerned about, he's just saying general stuff that a lot of people say that are his age in his field of like, the jobs are very sparse and younger people willing to do it for less are gonna take my job. Okay, well, guess what? Copywriters are saying that too about AI and people from other countries, like third world countries who are willing to work for less and use AI to do the writing for them. It's complete FUD because no matter what, even it hasn't happened yet, but eventually there may come a point where business owners want you to use AI. They encourage you to use AI, which means they also want to pay less. Now, that being said, you'll just get more clients and you can still finish everything way, way, way faster than you ever could before. And the outcome is great as long as you put in the reps, you studied lots of data and numbers, or you have a mentor who can explain all that to you, and you'll go very far with this if you can. So overall, you're up because you're actually making more money because you can just have more clients now easily, which is badass. Okay, so don't let that stop you. Second, back to my dad as an example, or other people who worry about there being lots of opportunity out there or other people applying to jobs are the people that are the least prepared. Like, they don't have a clear, simple template and strategy for how to get clients. They don't have like a presentation deck that they show clients. They don't have their offer dialed in. They don't know how to justify their value. Like, really, when I hear that it's a tough job market out there, it's like hundreds of people are applying to jobs and I'm not getting them. It's like, all I hear is, hey man, I don't know how to demonstrate my value, and I'm not letting people see my value, and I'm also not building enough of a personal connection, and I'm also not following up, and I'm not being aggressive enough like the rest of these guys. So whoever's the most certain, whoever's the most aggressive as far as follow-up is going to get the job, and also the one who's the most prepared and has the best strategy. So it doesn't matter what age you are, like Graham Stephan, for example, the YouTuber guy. He got started in real estate, I think at 18 or 19, and his biggest thing was people didn't trust him in the beginning because they're like, dude, you're 18. Like, why would I want to buy a $1 million house from you? It's like, well, what he did was he just had a better plan and strategy, and he overcame that by working his ass off. He's like, look, I will go to bat for you. I'll get whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want. And that's how he stood above the rest. So, the thing that you think is preventing you from being successful is actually your greatest power in disguise. For example, The Power of Broke by Damon John. This is an insanely powerful book, and I discovered it actually when I was super broke. So a lot of people think being broke is like a weakness or something that prevents you from being successful. You gotta not give a shit and do whatever the hell you want if you want to be successful. And if you have an important message to share, so this is some straight up heat for you guys, so listen closely. What I thought was hurting me the most was actually my greatest superpower, because it's what drove me crazy and what made me work super, super hard. The power of broke, like when you're super broke and your back's against the wall, it forces you to be scrappy. It gives you that edge, which is crazy. It's like everybody's fighting so hard to keep their edge. In fact, fun fact, I have a lot of friends out here in Tampa that are in their late 30s, early 40s, or mid 30s, and they're very successful, making millions and stuff. And so one of my close friends, Brian, who has 4 yachts and a Bentley, he said that he actually wanted to go buy a Lambo cash with me because he's like, bro, I miss having my edge. I miss having like a lower bank account and like feeling the heat. And I'm like, dude, you know how many freaking people out there in the world are like fighting and killing to be in your position? I mean, he's earned it. He worked his ass off for many years and he's done it for a long time. But it's just crazy to think that like people often wish certain people, and the people being idolized look back on their journey and they're like, shit, I actually see so much value in what I had, and you don't realize it until it's gone. And so that goes even for stuff like this. You know, another great example is I live in coaching land, right? So like most of my clients are high ticket coaches. I'm a coach. I'm constantly hiring coaches. I've had dozens and dozens of coaches. And so you see a lot out there. And one common thing I see is people look at my story and the bed bugs and the homeless people on my front porch and sneaking onto the train and the $2 an hour and the cartel neighborhood and all that. And they're actually jealous. They're actually jealous and saying, oh, Christian, I wish, oh, my story's not that good. Like, I wish I had a good story. It's like, yeah, dude, no one's freaking saying that when they're going through this shit. When they're going through this shit and their life sucks. It's like a living nightmare. They're thinking, oh God, why me? Like, get me out of this situation. So it's just crazy. It's crazy making that people don't see the value in what they have, even the people that you're idolizing right now. So I'm the exception though, because I haven't had all this stuff before and I've worked hard to get here. I super value what I have and I never take it for granted. Those two 26-year-olds I moved in with a few years ago, making 200K to 600K a month, they took it for granted. Obviously they worked insanely hard too, but also they haven't had the lowest lows that I've had as far as like just hitting rock bottom. I mean, everyone has their own shit, but when you really experience what it feels like to be broke, it hits way different. You know what I mean? So my point of saying all this is around the FUD and stuff. Like, people think every time they hear a new piece of FUD, they're like, oh, that's it. No, this is real. Like that. This is why I'm not getting clients. It's like, no, you're f***ing soft. That's why you're not getting clients. You're not reaching out to enough people. When someone responds, you don't respond. Like, you're just being kind of limp. You're being like a wet noodle. You're not like really pushing it, really caring. You know, back to my previous video, you don't really want it, okay? And that's okay, that's not a judgment. It's just like, you need to get honest with yourself and be like, am I telling myself I want this, but my actions are not aligning with me actually wanting this? Because if you wanted this, you would already have a mentor, you'd be already doing needle moving activities only every day. And occasional YouTube videos like this one, super value, but you would already be doing the thing. So I don't need to talk about that. There's another YouTube video on the channel called my #1 most valuable tip in my 10 years of online marketing. Go ahead and watch that. But yeah, don't listen to the FUD out there. Literally, if you start to listen to the FUD, your belief systems get unhinged from the root, which causes you to stop taking the appropriate actions, or even worse, you take lots of action, but you're taking the wrong actions, like trying to build an Instagram instead of just reaching out to fucking clients. You know, so that's a great example. Or switching to drop shipping, or like real estate or Amazon FBA, or whatever the fill in the blank new business opportunity comes around. Like, if you love copywriting, you'll know, because it will be fucking badass and fun, and just, you'll know every cell in your body will be like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do the rest of my life. Now, that being said, I actually used to hate writing as a kid, and copywriting was the last thing on earth I thought I would end up loving. So keep that in mind. If you are not absolutely in love with copywriting, especially if you haven't done it yet, you don't know. So go out there and practice it. And like, once you get some reps in, you get good and you get a win, then you just fall in love with it and you just freaking know, and you just run with it for the rest of your life. So that's it today for you guys. Go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. I'm basically working for free for you guys to deliver content for you, just because I really believe in all this information. I wish somebody told me all this information and it was easier to find online. So I got you. Support me by engaging with this YouTube video and sharing it with your friends. Mad love as always. Hit me up. Peace.